We are live here back at the Eagan Civic Arena. Spartacats versus Rochester Mustangs. Still getting adjusted here, a little off kilter. And crooked. Bredimus trying to send that one up the boards. Neutral zone. Reynolds has that under feet. Backhands it. Still in the neutral zone. Bosberg not able to take that in onside. Oberhammer gets it the rest of the way. Driving the net. Takes it to center. Backhand. Trying to get her own rebound. Back to center for Bosberg. Bosberg, Bredimus. Bredimus still fighting with it. Gets taken off her feet. No call. Bosberg sends it towards the net. Oberhammer's going to pick it up behind. That one goes all the way around up the boards. Rochester looking to get it. Back through neutral ice. That one sent on net. Gets deflected into the corner by Levine. Rochester with a centering opportunity. Goes across Levine. Just off her pads. Wicked bounce. Out front. Back for Abbott. That one all the way down. And icing will allow me to fix this mess I have. I'm all... What's that? Emily's not there, yep. Oh, yeah. Puck back to the Rochester point, sent in wide of the net. Back to the slot, Levine covers. Or back in the crease, dangerous play. That one sent back behind the net. Anderson there. Gets it back out, still working with it. Back down loose. Abbott able to get it out of the zone. Now McCabe in a foot race. Backhands that wide of the net. McCollum might have stepped on that one there. Abbott able to send it back down deep. Getke settles that down. Nice back check there. That one goes cross ice as Rochester's changing. Picked up again by Abbott. Abbott sends it up the boards to McCabe. McCabe up again. Trying to get through McCollum. McCollum just on the other side of that. Back to mid ice for Abbott. Abbott, nice job keeping it along the boards, tied up. And that one goes back down past the stick of Bosberg. That might have been Anderson there. I don't believe Bosberg's on there. Centering out front, back to the point. Nice block by Anderson. Back up the boards. In neutral ice. Spartacats trying to wait for the zone to clear. Getke picks it up. And she'll take it for a skate behind her own net. Getke leaves up for Bredimus. Bredimus streaking up the ice, takes it to the outside, brings it back to the middle. Holman, Bredimus driving the net, still loose out in front, back to the corner. Back through neutral ice, foot race here. Rochester not able to complete a rush. Penalty coming up on Ebersteiner. Aggressive back check results in a penalty. Luckily, at the 12UB2 level, power plays don't mean a lot with only a minute 30. Regardless, the Cats find themselves early on a one player short after an aggressive back check. Don't mind the aggression. Puck's back down. That one goes back and out. Bosberg pressuring there. That one goes back to mid-ice. Sent in the zone onside by Rochester. Reynolds gets there, sends it up the boards. Oberhammer bringing that in. Offside is Bosberg. Just got slightly ahead of the play. Oberhammer at the draw. Oberhammer trying to leave that back for McCabe. Rochester able to get it deep into the zone. McCabe picks that up and brings it around the back of her own net. Just a minute left in the penalty kill. Bosberg at the boards trying to pull it around. Leaves it down. Centering opportunity. Kicked away by Levine. That one shot behind the net. Rung around the boards, kept in, not at the point. And here comes Bosberg with a nice rush. Bosberg in the center, around one. A little too far for Oberhammer. Oberhammer centering, nice to Bosberg. Bosberg turns and shoots, couldn't get a full piece of it. Tried to center again, Bosberg will go into the corner. And now Rochester brings that back to the boards. Anderson. Nice low hard shot, covered out front. 8:56 left, 14 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Spartacats. Wholesale line change for looks like both teams. And we will continue with 5-on-4 hockey here. Spartacats sent back one too many. Puck down, push forward. Cullum trying to get there. That one back to the point, just past Anderson's stick. So now she'll have to race for it. Anderson takes it back to the board, sends it up and out. Nice job, Anderson. Picked back up by Getke. She pushes it forward. Spartacats back at full strength. Puck's just dancing along the line, but finally poked back out by Anderson. Taken in, almost there by Getke and Abbott. That one will be sent down into the defensive or offensive end. Centering opportunity. It lands on the stick of Getke. Getke curls back around. Takes it to the center. Leaves it over for Abbott. She's bumped off the puck. Abbott, nice job to keep it to the boards. And use the boards to advance it. Now that one goes back up and out past Bredimus and Anderson. Icing, waved off. Anderson behind the net, reverses the other way, sends it all the way up the boards. Rochester able to keep it in, take a quick shot on net, goes behind. Centering opportunity, looking for that wraparound, which Levine able to stick it away, still loose at the bottom of the circles, and McCullum comes away with it, sends it into the boards. Rochester back to the corner, centering, sent back to the boards by Bredimus. Center again, can't get it out of the danger zone. Bredimus still work on it, takes it up the boards and trying to get it out. Here she goes, Bredimus around one, leaves it for herself, and now she's in a foot race. No icing. Nice job by Bredimus to get there behind the net. Bredimus not able to center that to Abbott. Rochester coming back down the other way, able to dump it into the zone. Rushing the puck, Anderson able to get ahead of it first. Rochester around, not able to get a stick on it to push it out front. Centering opportunity, poked into the corner by Levine. Rochester centers, one-timer goes wide. That one's still loose, backhanded behind the net. Picked up again by McCullum. McCullum driving it up the boards. Sent on net, but intercepted by Getke. Sent back up to the point. Back behind the net again for Getke. Getke will send that around the boards for McCabe. McCabe catches. Regains control, sends it up. Icing is the call. Should be waved off. They slow down. I agree. Should have been waved off. Regardless, icing is the call.
They pulled up 2v1 players, 2 10v1 players.
Who did? You can't do that. Best of luck to him. Center there. Levine pokes that to the corner. Back around behind the net, wraparound opportunity goes loose. Through traffic. Centering opportunity. Levine got her pad over with a nice sliding save. Centered through the slot, through the crease. Back around again. Kelly trying to get that loose. That one up to Holman. Able to get it out of the zone. Back down, onside. Nice poke ahead there by Ebertsteiner. Rochester not able to get that back into their zone. And that one goes off McKay back into the bench. Back down at the point. Bredimus in the corner, trying to find room to center it. Rochester comes away with it. Rochester sends it up the boards. Bredimus able to get it there. I'm sorry, that was Getke. Getke to Oberhammer. Oberhammer sends it on slot, still loose up front. Oberhammer to Getke. Getke trying to find a forehand, able to send it down. Rochester the other way. On a break, Anderson defending. Levine sends that aside. Oberhammer helps finish the rest of the clear. Rochester brings it in onside. And Bodsberg leaves it for Anderson. Shot, save. Shots 9-2 in favor of Rochester. 3:40 left in the first period. I don't know. Poked behind the net. It's going to be called. Nice job by Reynolds. Let's keep that into the zone. Abbott sends that behind the net as well. 2:20 left. Reynolds again with a hard shot low. Rochester at mid-ice. They elect to dump it deep. No icing. Reynolds up to the boards for McCabe. McCabe gets that around. Back for Abbott. Sends it in. Not going to be far enough for icing. 1:54 left in the first. Sent back to the boards. McCabe. McCabe sent that on net. Hits the side and goes behind. Back to the boards. Holman leaves her feet. That one goes back to center ice for Anderson, waiting for the zone to clear. Pulls it to the center for herself. Abbott will go pick up the loose change. Gets stuck in Abbott's skates. She gloves it ahead. Rochester touches first. Holman tried to bring it there center. Getke not able to keep it in. Anderson does. Anderson brings it back to the center. Shot on goal. Tip in, almost there by Holman. Thought she had it. Holman trying to bank it off the back of the goalie. Nice offensive effort there. Getke keeps it in, sends it behind the net. Bradimus not able to gate that clear. Back up to the point, all the way back down. Getke will hustle. Be first on it for Spartacats. Getke takes it around the back of the net. Sends it up the boards for herself. Runs into some pressure. Both players getting back up. Shot on goal. Goes wide. Bradimus behind the net. And now she'll take a shot at clearing. Brings it to the center. That one blocked. Back out. Bradimus still working. Up to Bradimus. Sends it through neutral ice. Rochester takes that back down. Shot kicked into the corner by Levine. Centering opportunity, blocked by Anderson. Back up to Bradimus. Anderson sends it out. Nice clear, back to neutral ice. That one goes wide of Bradimus' stick. And that's first period. Back for the second period. Oberhammer leaves that for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner gets that up the boards, half wall. Ebensteiner trying to move it forward. Oberhammer comes in to help. Able to bring it center to herself. Rochester picks that up and sends it in the zone. Shot goes wide behind the net for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner brings it back around the behind the net. Up to McCabe. That one sent all the way down. Not far enough for icing. Up the boards, kept in there by Oberhammer. Oberhammer takes a shot, high, wide, rebound, shot and goal! Vivian Bodsberg with the rebound goal from a shot from Oberhammer. 1-0 Spartacats. Back down for McCullum. Trying to send that up to Bredimus. That one gets stopped short. Bredimus able to pick that back up and send it in. She'll chase for it in the corner. Rochester sends out all the way around. Not going to be able to stop that. Abbott sends it around the other way. Bredimus trying to get there first. Got Reynolds backing around. Reynolds keeps it in. Sends it towards the top of the circles. Abbott going after it. Stuck down by there McCullum. Abbott not able to get it deeper. Abbott backed up there. Oberhammer. Penalty. Tripping. I assume since we have a player on the ice, it's going to be on Rochester. Abbott trying to get back to her feet. Abbott. Well, is the recipient of the penalty, unfortunately. Second penalty kill of the game here for Spartacats. That one sneaks back and out. Dumped in offside. Puck's back down. Able to get that back out to the neutral zone. McCullum poked away from the puck. That one back. Anderson, central ice. That one set in deep. Anderson first on it for the Spartacats. Anderson reverses back the other way. Send it around to Bredimus. Bredimus not able to clear the zone. That one sent low and hard. Poked away by Getke. Getke sends it up the boards. Cullen not able to get it out. Back behind. Getke up the boards. Rings it around. Kept in there again by Rochester, and Anderson almost had a rush there. Blocked. Anderson blocked again by Getke. Anderson sends it to the boards. Centering opportunity. That one goes low. Covered by Levine. Through traffic. 30 seconds left in Abbott's tripping call. Holman at the draw. Holman sends it to the point. That one will slide out. Bredimus to the boards, loses an edge. Rochester sends that across. Picked up by Bredimus, who sends that in deep, and she'll race to get it. Bredimus behind the puck, or behind the net. Center tried to get to Holman. Bredimus, 6 seconds left, centers. Picked up there, Holman goes in, that one goes all the way around the boards. Back on the ice, 5-on-5. Rochester brings that in. Anderson able to get it back into neutral zone. Rochester waiting, clears, sends it across to the other end. Gets around Getke. Getke picks it up, takes it behind her own net. Getke trying to build speed, sends it up the boards to Kelly, who's able to have it intercepted. I thought was going to clear. Anderson reverses back around, sends it up, trying to get to Kelly. Holman, Anderson for Kelly. Kelly takes it, backhands it, cycles back to Holman. Holman gets it up the boards. Shot low, not through traffic. Bredemus taking those few quick strides, trying to get around one more, and does. Still chase it. Deep centering opportunity, goes through to the top of circles. Anderson able to get there and keep it in, although briefly. That one sent across. It's going to be far enough for an icing whistle. 10:03 left in the game, in this period. Shots 12-6 in favor of Rochester. Puck down. Oberhammer sent to the boards from McCabe. Oberhammer, Reynolds backing up as well. McCabe. That one sneaks back out. Ebensteiner back to McCabe. McCabe. Bosberg, end of the zone. McCabe. Shot on net, goes wide. That one to the side of the net. Looking for a centering opportunity into the netminder for a save. Where's the rule book? Under like about. Under about. About. The section about. Shot on goal. Save. Huh?
They're not usually in District 8, right?
Yeah, they are. Well, they're in District 8 play.
I know, but I'm saying I couldn't find anything in this
Resources. Yeah, maybe for. Yeah, I'm not sure. Kept in there. Back to neutral ice. Reynolds will go back and get that. Back behind, Oberhammer. Nice pass to McCabe. McCabe has to hold short. Brings it in on side. Back to the point, kept in there briefly by Reynolds, back out for Rochester. Rochester trying to send that deep, hits the player. Back across the crease, hits the side of the net. That one shot behind the net, picked up by Ebensteiner, who sends it to the boards. Bosberg, Ebensteiner. That one back out. Rochester trying to center, that one gets for Oberhammer, brings it back to the middle. Brings it back to himself with a slick move. Around again. They have 1B1. Yeah. We have 2B1s. Back to mid-ice for Abbott. Abbott dumps that in deep. Bredemus looking to get it. Able to. Centering. Out to Abbott. That one goes wide of the net. Abbott still working on it. Gets bothered by behind McCullum. That one goes back up to the point for Getke. Getke keeps it in. Sends it to the top of the circles, and Rochester now the other way. Save Levine. Gecki takes it behind the net. Sends it up the boards. Not able to keep it in. Foot race here. Rochester will win this one. Not able to get it back. They do get it back out. Gecki waiting for a clear. Leaves that for Bredimus. Nice drop pass there to Anderson. Anderson up to McCullum. That one back for Anderson. Rochester. That one got left for Bredimus to send it safely back to the boards. Bredimus keeping it to the outside, able to get around one. Kept in there by Abbott. Bumped off. Rochester the other way around, looking to gain some space and speed. That one down for Rochester, developing a 2-on-1. Gecki bumped that off. That one shot wide, maybe a little touch there by Levine. Levine gets back to the other side. Centering opportunity there. Shot, save. Back to the top of the circles. Batted aside. Anderson takes it to the center. Tries to split the D. McCabe hits the side of the net. Sends that all the way around. Anderson. McCullum. Abbott there on the boards. That one sneaks out to the point. Gecki not able to get a stick on it. Got caught in her shoes or skates. Rochester defended by Anderson. Goes into her skates. Block. Anderson behind the boards or behind the net. Kicked out front. Centering opportunity gets blocked by McCullum. And here comes Anderson. Anderson passed that through Kelly. Anderson brings it to the center. Shot goes wide from McCabe. McCabe getting real close to burying one off these rebounds. Rochester the other way, able to push it forward. That one goes out of the reach of Rochester. Gecki will have it. Sent wide for Anderson. 5:10 left in the first period. Second period. Around. Picked up again by Rochester. They bring that on. Gecki able to get it back to Holman. Holman entering the zone there. Onside. Brings it to the center. Out front, just past Kelly. Rochester the other way. Picked off there by Gecki. Reynolds sends it to center ice. Bredimus pokes it forward. Holman trying to retrieve. That one sent across for Rochester. Rochester enters the zone. Onside, back out for Holman. Here comes Holman. Holman to the outside. Sends it into the boards. She'll go for it in the corner. Gets help out there from Kelly. And some skates. Reynolds. That one sent to the top of the circles. Poked back to the boards by Kelly. 4:09 left. Reynolds able to keep that in with Holman picking it up. Holman, shot on goal, goes high and wide. Bredimus skating forward. That one goes up the boards. Kept in there. Shot on net. Passed from the point from Ebensteiner. That one on the boards. Kept in again. Bredimus. Oberhammer. Shot. Goal! Oberhammer with the Supergirl. Shot from the top of the circles through traffic, finds the back of the net once again. Puck down for Oberhammer. Oberhammer gets that back up. Bosberg able to block that, keep that in. Oberhammer back down. trying to pull this in. I don't know the sign language for music. Okay. Back down. Evan Steiner able to win the race. Keep it to the outside. Takes it behind the net. Loses an edge. Rochester not able to center. Bosberg gets it back with the help of Oberhammer. Oberhammer up the boards. Onside here. Sent across the ice. Caught by Rochester. That one off the skate. Redimus skated right back. That offside is the call. 2:28 left in the second period. Shots are 15-10 in favor of the Mustangs. McCullum, McCabe, Abbott. Stick down there, brought into the zone by Abbott. Abbott, shot, save, rebound, covered, whistle. Face off here by McCullum. That one sent back to the point. Getke. Shot coming. Bounce. Save. Spartacats doing a good job to catch back up and shots on goal here. Just 3 shy of the 3 deficit. Cullum sends that over. McCabe trying to regain control. Cullum taps that ahead. McCullum sends that across the slot. Abbott trying to get there first. That one sent up the boards. Abbott not able to recover. That one sneaks out back for Rochester. Rochester 2-on-2 here. Re-enters his own shot. Sent wide into the corner. Not able to center the puck. That one still back to the boards. Back to the point. Top of the circle. Hits the side of the net. Getke going in after it. Able to provide some pressure in the corner. Getke, McCullum. Back to the boards. That one stays in. Back behind. Centering opportunity. Hits the side of the post. Levine able to get a stick there and cover. Knowing if she dropped down, she was going to possibly kick it in. So a good call by Levine. .116 left in the second period. Puck down for Holman. That one sent across the crease. Redimus reverses back around. Sends it over for Kelly. Kelly skating it up. Just going to get this one out. Keeps it to the outside. Nice job by Kelly to get it up into the zone. Picked up there again by Holman. That one back to neutral ice. Anderson. Anderson trying to evade pressure. That one's still on the boards. Kelly behind the net. Sends that around. Rochester briefly recovers. Holman not able to get it up the board. Still working on it. Back down for Kelly. Getke sends it up the boards for herself. And she's going to get it back up to the blue line, but then just not dumped in deep enough. Back to neutral zone. Redimus trying to fish it out. Kelly will end up with it. Kelly gets it taken away from her. And that one gets dumped deep for Anderson. 7 seconds left. 6 in the period. Back up. Just need to clear it, and that'll be second period. We'll be back for the third. Here comes the puck drop for the third period. Goalies are ready. Oberhammer at the draw. Oberhammer pushes that back down to Reynolds. Reynolds sends that back up past center ice, and that one will get dumped into the zone. Not far enough for icing. Ebensteiner behind the net. Sends that to McCabe. Familiar spot for McCabe. McCabe, Oberhammer, able to get it out of the zone. That one sent back in. Nice job by Ebensteiner, able to get it up around one. Back down for Oberhammer. Oberhammer up to Bosberg. Bosberg loses a handle. Rochester sends that across. McCabe able to get a stick on it and take it back through neutral ice. Picked up there by Oberhammer. Oberhammer enters with Bosberg. Oberhammer stops short. Nice move. Shot goes wide of the nets. Bosberg tried to center that for Oberhammer. Oberhammer sends that one into the glass. Oberhammer behind, tried to wrap around. That one sneaks back out. Ebensteiner pulls it back to the center, has pressure behind, keeps it to the outside, and enters the zone again with Bosberg and Oberhammer. Shot gets deflected down. Rochester brings that forward. Pressure to the boards, that one goes sent. Reynolds will pick that one back up and backhand that with a nice move back to neutral ice. Oberhammer, Bosberg enter 2-on-1 here. Bosberg, Oberhammer, Oberhammer backhands it, still loose out front. Cover, save. Probably Rack, because he does all the approvals for subs and stuff. Cohen tried to send that to the boards. That one goes back. Gecki not able to hold the zone. That one goes down for Anderson. She'll take it behind the net, reverse back the other way. Anderson sends it to Gecki. Gecki sends it up. Trying to find Bredimus. It's going to be out of her reach. Icing is the whistle. 12 minutes left. Third period. Anderson tried to send that back for Gecki. Gecki behind the net. That one sent it to the corner. Centering, paddled aside by Levine. Levine covers. Just thought about it. It was the right call. Just cover it. Puck back down towards the crease. Centering opportunity gets kicked aside by Gecki. Rochester has that one frozen along the walls, and Bredimus will take it behind the net. Gets it taken away from her. McCollum up the boards. Bredimus to retrieve. Bredimus has that taken away. That one finds the stick of Anderson. Once again, Anderson sends that back around. Bredimus trying to poke that out for herself. Gets loose, sent towards net for Gecki. Anderson. Anderson takes it the other way. We'll send it to the boards for Bredimus. Bredimus stops it with a skate. Trying to bring it to the center. That one back. Shots don't go anywhere. McCollum skates it out. Keeping it to the outside and trying to dump it deep. Still ends up with it. Back down for Bredimus. Bredimus trying to pull to the center. Rochester taken away by Abbott. Abbott sends it towards net, covered. Whistle. 10:47 left. sent down. Holman gets it to the boards from McCabe. McCabe sends it deep. Background. Reynolds trying to hold that point. That one goes all the way down. Arm is waiting for icing. Icing is going to be the call. Puck's down, back to the boards for McCabe. That one stuck. Holman picks that up. Holman backhands that in. McCabe shot, rebound, poked behind the net. McCabe with good pressure. Kelly trying to join as well. Kept in there by Ebensteiner. Nice job. McCabe picks that up off the boards. Takes a shot towards the middle. Finds the stick. Kelly. She has that taken away. Ebensteiner defending. That one goes by. Reynolds will pick that up. Reynolds behind the net. Sends that around for McCabe. McCabe picks that up, sends it up toward the point. That one gets stopped by Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner to the boards. Sends it up. That one will bounce out. Stella pursuing. Drop pass there for Rochester, who brings that back. Reynolds not able to get a stick on it. Does get it slowed down, back up, not out. Puck down, and here comes Kelly. Kelly tried to pull that to the outside. Holman trying to push that forward. Rochester broken up there. Reynolds able to keep it into the neutral zone, and that one will go back down for Rochester. Back over for Reynolds. That's brought back in offside. I don't know. Looked onside to me, but once again, we'll take the whistles we can get. 9:05 left. Shots now even, 15 apiece. Oberhammer at the draw. Wins that back to Getke. Getke chips that ahead. Finds Oberhammer and Bosberg. Oberhammer drags it in. Nice pass to Bosberg. Shot gets deflected behind. Oberhammer pulls it away, trying to center that, gets it caught, kept in by Anderson. Anderson, low, hard shot. Oberhammer to Bosberg, just missed the side. Bosberg has space, brings it to the center, up, bouncing puck, loose. Oberhammer sent towards the net, still loose and back out. Back to the boards for Getke. Getke not able to keep it there, but Anderson will pick it up, send it back to the boards. Boards for Getke. Centering. Oberhammer picks that up. Oberhammer and Bosberg enter. Bosberg trying to center. She loses the handle. Backhand center right out front. Redimus gets tied up. Kind of held. Back to neutral ice. Getke will find Anderson. Back down. Rochester picks that up. 7:43 left in the third period. Back to the point. That one loose. Rochester sends it to the boards, but not further progression. Poked ahead there. Bosberg able to get it back in. Supported there by McCabe. Kept in there by Oberhammer. Now back for Rochester as they try to get developed a 2-on-1. That one goes into the corner. Maria Getke pressures back for Bosberg. Bosberg pulls it to the center, absorbs the hook, and here we have a 3-on-1 developing. Bosberg enters with McCabe. Bosberg keeps it to the outside. Back to the boards, centering opportunity, loose. That one goes loose, sent all the way down, will be an icing whistle. 6:57 left in the third period. Puck down, that one pushed to the corner by McCollum. Abbott defending, that one direct to the point for Ebensteiner. Shot dumped back deep into the corner. McCabe Centering opportunity, hits the side of the net, covered by the netminder. 6:42 left now. Puck back down. Still at the top of the circles. Bredimus sends it in wide of the net. Goalie was sprawling for it. Ebensteiner keeps that in at the point, bounces behind the net. Rochester trying to get back to their feet. Send up the boards. Reynolds keeps that in, sends it on net, bounces behind. Abbott gets there first, trying to send it to McCullum. That one goes back to the boards. Ebensteiner at the point. Shot almost tipped there again by Bredimus. Bredimus takes it off the boards. Sends to Abbott with a nice pass. Abbott shot behind the net. Bredimus will go after it. Bredimus trying to keep it. Nice body protection there by Bredimus. Puck protection, that one gets frozen and whistled dead. Net's off. Offensive zone face-off with just under 6 minutes left in the third period. McCullum sent that ahead into the corner. Kept in, and that one goes back out. Ebensteiner will be first on it, sends that to the boards. Nice defensive play. Back for Reynolds. Reynolds able to get it to McCullum. McCullum sends it in onside. That one back down for Bredimus. Bredimus pulls it to the center for herself. Dumped in there by Abbott off the paddle of the netminder. They take that back behind the net. McCullum applying pressure. That one gets sent into some skates. That one finds a stick of Bredimus, who just loses a handle. Nice stick there by Reynolds. Ebensteiner sends that to mid-ice. Bredimus will go forward. Reynolds defending as well. That one sent behind the net. Ebensteiner takes that around, brings it back to the center, and she's trying to find space for herself. Makes it through a couple. Back down. Rochester touches it, and interference call, late one at that. Very late interference call. Puts the Spartacats on the power play for the first of the game. 4:51 left in the third period, end game. Holman at the draw. Holman and McCabe, Kelly, Getke. Just as they wrote it up, Holman tried to send that on net. Kelly will chase it into the corner. Rochester not able to get much control of it. Holman pulls it off the boards. Sends it across, kept in there by Anderson, who sends it towards the net. Back to the top circles, and now back down. Icing will be waved off. Getke takes that one behind the net. Getke sends it to the boards. Kelly able to hit it off the glass, but not out. Now back up for Holman, who gets it to mid-ice. Holman streaking after it. She gets held. McCabe trying to pick it up. McCabe, centering opportunity, gets deflected. McCabe turns it over there. Getke not able to get a point. McCabe keeps it in. Sends it to the top of the circles on the other side. And that one to go back out for Kelly. Getke recovers. Getke back to Anderson. Nice idea, a little too far. 3:50 left. Sent back up for McCabe. McCabe able to get it out. Runs into some pressure, but able to regain control and send it to mid-ice. Back down, kicked ahead by Kelly. Rochester picks that up at the side of the net, sends it back to the point for Getke. That one back. Nice coverage by Anderson. Anderson taking it for a stroll behind her own net, reverses around, able to maintain pressure. Power play is over. That one ends on Getke's stick. She's tripped up there, losing the edge. Shot goes wide of the net, put into the corner. That one hits the side. Wraparound opportunity goes nowhere. Holman able to pull it away briefly. Centering opportunity into the skates of Anderson. Nice pass over to McCabe. McCabe able to get around one. Got Kelly with her. McCabe sends that on net. Deflected into corner there by Rochester. Back to neutral ice. Held in or held back by Anderson. Kelly takes that to the outside. Looking to center. Rochester takes that away. McCabe, center, shot on goal. Stick goes flying, save is the whistle. 2:26 left in the third period. .226, third period. Oberhammer at the draw, pushes that over to Bodsberg. Bodsberg fighting with possession. Evan Steiner able to keep it in. Evan Steiner helped out there by Oberhammer. Bodsberg pushes that forward, gets tripped up, and they do get that call. Another power play coming for the Spartacats. Doesn't seem too broken up about it. I like the spirit. Back at the face-off dot, Oberhammer. Back to the point for Ebensteiner. Shot through traffic. Bradimus trying to center it out from the corner. Goes back the other way to Oberhammer. Oberhammer shot through. Oberhammer shot up over the net. Bosberg pokes it out front. Rochester so far not able to clear. Nice job by Oberhammer to get it back to center. Bosberg trying to bring it forward. Oberhammer keeps it in. Oberhammer takes the shot. Save. Who's got the goals? Eagan and who else? Viv. Puck's back down into the corner. Sent up the boards, but not out. Oberhammer, nice pass over to Bodsberg. Bodsberg will quickly center. That one goes off the glass. Oberhammer behind the net, trying to pull it. Bradimus able to take it away. 46 seconds left in the power play. Bradimus to Oberhammer. Evan Steiner and Bosberg able to keep it in. Oberhammer shot goes up high. Bradimus. Point for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner loses it. Able to get it over to Reynolds. Back up and back in. Oberhammer tried to get over to Bosberg again. Bosberg trying to get good positioning there. That one will go all the way down. 9 seconds left in this power play. 44 seconds left in the game. Back down at the face-off dot. Abbott there watching carefully. Kept in there by Anderson with a low hard shot. That one gets poked away to the corner. 36 seconds left. Abbott walks towards the net. Shot. Save. 30 seconds left. Back to 5-on-5. Penalty over for Rochester. Back down. Poked aside. Rochester takes it behind their own net, sent to the boards. Getke does a good job to get in the way. Rochester sends that one behind the net. Centering opportunity, poked away by Levine. McCullum sends that for Abbott. 6 seconds left. Cleared out 4. Back out 2, 1. And that's a shutout win for Levine. 2-0 win for the team. Shots 21-16 in favor of the Spartacats. Proves our record with another in the W column, another fair play point kept, and we will be back on Sunday evening. Sunday versus Red Wing. Just total brain fog. The negative temperatures have completely killed any brain cells left functioning today. Thank you for your viewership, your support, and have a good hockey day, Minnesota, tomorrow. Lots of good games to watch on TV. Thanks for watching. See you on Sunday.